The Heist by C.W. Gortner and M.J. Rose. Performed by Chris Andrew Shula and Ava Kaminsky. London in the winter stinks. It's cold and damp, and it rains like it's never rained before, which, in England, is pretty much biblical, no matter the season. So why December has to dial it up to an apocalyptic level beats the hell out of me. When the temperature gets low enough and it starts to snow, that's the icing on the shit sundae. Slush and mud splash and days so short you're waking up in the dark and leaving work in the dark. You never see the sun. And yeah, it's England, so the sun only makes guest appearances, but from December to May, forget it. You'd better really like Christmas, because it's the only thing that's getting you through the end of the year to spring. Not too long ago, I wouldn't have cared. Rainy weather never bothered me. Crappy pub food and mud on my shoes never put a dent in my fender. Ania changed all that. After 5-star hotels and gourmet meals, even if I never understood why anyone needs more than one fork to eat their dinner. Greasy fish and chips, and London's famous red double-deckers spraying snow slush all over me no longer have the same charm. 3 days before Christmas Eve, I leave my latest dead-end job standing guard at a third-tier jewelry shop, feeling like I have the snow slush running in my veins. "Have a lovely Christmas, Mr. Curtis," calls the pretty blonde secretary, whose name I never remember. It forces me to smile and say, "Yeah, you too." She's been trying for weeks to get me to take her out. Not openly, but in that tight skirt and bend suggestively over the teapot kind of way. The jeweler is closed for the holiday. He's made his profit selling low-end watches, necklaces, bracelets, and rings that would make Ania grimace at the shoddy craftsmanship, and has family to celebrate with. His secretary is single, like me, and desperate to remedy that. I'm desperate to keep it that way. Reaching my flat in Earl's Court involves either the smelly tube or a crowded sauna-like bus ride. I decide to hop the tube to avoid arriving in my flat covered in double-decker road splash. Not that anything but a very dead plant and a bottle of whiskey is waiting for me there. I stand, gripping the overhead rail, as flustered last-minute Christmas shoppers shove their way in with enough Harrods gift bags that bring joy to an orphanage. Everyone looks out of sorts and on the verge of panic in the lead-up to the big event of Christmas Day. The jabbing of elbows and utterances of "Pardon me, chap," as they fill the carriage with their packages, a few with the befuddled look of belated realization regarding how much they've overspent, rubs my nerves raw. I need a drink, and a cigarette, and greasy fish and chips. That's going to be my Christmas extravaganza. As I trudge out to the station toward my flat, Earl's Court sparkles with Christmas lights, and people are either scrambling to get home with their armfuls of packages or going into the local pubs to drown their over-budget sorrows. I've been hoping to maybe indulge my lead-up to the big event at the pub myself, but one look inside at the smoke-choked, clamoring mob, and I turn on my heel. Buying my fish and chips at a local stall, I begin eating out of the oily bag as I walk up the street to the nondescript post-war building and single-room apartment I call home. I smell the cigarette smoke before I hear the voice. The smoke is sharp in the frigid air and has a distinct American tang to it, as does the voice. "That stuff will kill ya, you know. It's batter and grease deep-fried over batter and grease." She's leaning against my building, her cigarette tip glowing as she takes an inhale. For a paralyzing second, through some trick of the flickering street lamp, I think it's Ania, and my entire body goes numb. Then I blink. Ania never smokes, and she hated it when I did. And then the woman says, "Well, is this any way to say hi to an old friend who's been freezing her took-us off waiting for you?"